Oh, yeah.
What's up, y'all? This is Sean again, back with another Stage Review Media video. Today's video is going to be basically relatively short, I think. I always say that. I never know if it's going to be short. But I want to go over a couple points of what they don't tell you about when you're buying a G35 coupe, sedan, whatever. So I want to go over a couple points. I want to believe I got 3 off the dome that I want to be able to tell you guys, that not to really deter you from getting a G35, but just kind of look out and see, when that time come to buy, hey, keep in mind that this is what I need to change or fix or get replaced. So let's go. So the first thing is definitely wheel hubs. Now, the wheel hubs on your car, which is basically the whole entire assembly that holds, your wheel together right on the inside of your rotor. That's something that you have to kind of keep a lookout for, because at least in my experience and the people that I know that have had, like personally, that have had G35s, that's the one thing they have to change, or the one thing that kind of relatively goes bad on a constant basis, I think. Your wheel hubs is what keep you on the ground. Like if you have that wobbly type of feel, if it ain't your tires, if it ain't your alignment, 9 times out of 10 it's your wheel hubs that you gotta change out. Now you could change out the bearings. People, say, okay, yeah, you can do that. That's the more cheaper way to go out. Or you could get the whole wheel assembly, and that's a whole lot easier. Taking out the bearings require somebody to press them in for you. A lot of shops kind of overcharge on that sometimes. So getting just the wheel hub assembly is the best way to go when you have an issue with your wheel hubs kind of going out on you, for your back and on your front. So let's go, next one. The probably one of the next issues, I think, when buying a G35 that they really don't tell you about, the motor in both the sunroof and the doors. Almost every owner that I know has had to change one of those things, whether it was the motor on the sunroof or the motor on the actual door, whether it's a driver or passenger. Police car over here, stop me. But yeah, hold on. Yeah, you see the light. But yeah, it's somebody at some point, you had to change one motor on one of these 2 parts, whether it's the sunroof, which I'm hoping when I finally, because as you guys can see, I've completely gutted out the headliner, the back seats are gone, everything is gone for that big project that I'm working on. So the motor right now for the sunroof is completely exposed. I don't have any issues with the sunroof, but I'm hoping that I didn't put this out there in the universe, that when I put everything back, that I have to replace this sunroof motor. Now, if it happens, I just gotta change it no matter what. But the point is, when buying a G35 and they don't tell you this, you're gonna have to change one of these motors at some point. So yeah, definitely the motor is a big issue when it comes to these cars. So let's go to the next one. And last but not least, guys, the dreaded valve covers. Now, I wish somebody would have told me this when I first bought the car. That wouldn't have stopped me from buying the car. But what they don't tell you is, at about around 75,000 miles or so, your valve covers become basically useless in the car. They're supposed to keep the oil in through the gaskets. They don't do it. The gaskets itself hardens up, and your oil is just gonna be everywhere. Even more noteworthy, the socket for the the spark plugs, usually around number 2, sometimes 6, but again, it may go out on any one, but usually around, I think, the 2nd cylinder or so, the actual ring, there's a little rubber grommet type of ring that's supposed to stop any, you know, oil or anything from going into the actual cylinder on the spark plugs, that literally dries out, it rots out, and that's it. So at about 75,000 miles, which it's super hard to find G35 with anything less than 75,000 miles. Hell, when I first bought this car, it was exactly like 89,000 miles at that point. You know what I'm saying? So that was a lucky thing on me. You know what I'm saying? So if you find a G35 that has, you know, 75,000 miles and over, definitely change out your valve covers. That's something you have to do. If you don't want to have to deal with oil issues, you know, being thrown all everywhere and getting on your exhaust and smoking and shit, definitely change out your valve covers, because that's like super important. And I think that's it. I think that's definitely it for in terms of the major things to look out for, or the things that a lot of people don't tell you when you first buy or looking into buying a G35. With that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I really just, the point of it was to just really, for anybody that was looking into, or maybe something, maybe you have one and you're like trying to figure out what's the toughest things to really look out for when it comes to owning a G35, and what I really have to kind of nip in the butt now when it comes to G35s. That's it. Those are like the three top things to really, if you haven't done it and you have a G35, change it now. Those three things. And they're not inexpensive. They're pretty expensive. You know, they're not cheap. You know, the valve covers, each valve cover, depending on where you get it from, could be between 180 to 270 just for one valve cover, and you need two. So that right there. And then the hubs itself, always go name brand, go with Moog, M-O-O-G. Those are the best brands. You're not gonna, don't buy anything off eBay because it's cheap. Nah, because it may work for a couple months and then you're gonna go right back to not, you know, working again. So definitely go, don't cheap out, get the Moog, because that's what your tires are running on. You know what I mean? So those hub assemblies from Moog, get it, definitely. And the motors you can get from eBay. My motor on my driver's side went out, and I got a motor, I think it was like 25, 30 bucks. It was simple. It hasn't done anything yet. It hasn't stopped working, so that's okay. And I'm pretty sure you can get the motor for your sunroof as well off of eBay. That's fine. But valve covers, wheel hubs, if you're gonna get it from eBay, make sure it's name brand. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something from it. I got more videos coming. You know, right now I've recorded 4 videos in the span of a day. So just look at it like that. So I'm trying to bring you guys content that's entertaining, that's informative, but still kind of like cool. You know what I mean? So I hope you guys enjoyed the videos. I always say, guys, love each other. You know, be grateful. If you're going through the tough times, I know we all are, but if you're going through tough times, it can only get better. It can't get worse. Let's don't even think of it being worse. Just try to come out the mud, and it'll look sunnier on brighter days. I'm telling you. So I hope you guys saw the video, enjoyed it. Stay driven. 1.